Announcing the puppet show and announcing the story hour. And Jack and Bee are here, and I see Rita coming too. And I'm just going to show that Jack and Bee are here, and so is Rita. And we're at Center Square in Easton. Woo! Woo! And the pirate is here, and so is the wizard is here. You're here. Did you come here for the story hour? It's going to be The Little House by Virginia Lee Burton. There's the little house. See, she's very, very nice.
There's a house, is there?
She's very nice, wizard.
She's a nice house. Is she the kind of house that you live in, Andy?
Yes, the kind of house I live in. And do you live in this kind of house?
Yes, I live in exactly that kind of house, only more like a tower.
Do you live in this house, Bee? Bee does not live in this kind of a house. Rita, do you live in this kind of a house? No, Rita does not live in this kind of a house. Jack, do you live in this kind of a house?
Yes.
Yes, Jack lives in this kind of a house, exactly.
I live on a pirate ship.
What?
I get the shark.
You better
With
watch
a
out.
shark. I live with a shark on a ship.
You live with a shark on a ship?
Yes.
Jackie, you can bring your shark here if you want to say hello here. Come around the front, Jack.
No, front. What? By Mr. Andy.
Come over here because then here. Come here.
Ah!
It's a shark. Oh my goodness, shark. Did you eat that pirate shark?
Yes.
You ate the pirate. Pirate, you've been eaten.
Don't eat me. Oh.
You didn't eat the shark, but shark. You didn't eat the pirate.
The
Pirate,
unicorn is coming
You
too.
didn't eat the shark. Here comes a unicorn, and therefore we're all in trouble.
I don't want to get eaten by a shark. Ah.
Ew, shark. You are very good at scaring pirates away. Thank you.
Okay, shark and unicorn should go away until we can have our story hour, and then the pirate can come back. And the story is going to be The Little House by Virginia Lee Burton. And this is a really nice book for nice people and a nice house, and nobody is mean.
I'm gonna blow up the house with my cannon. Boom!
No, don't do it!
Ew, what a terrible pirate.
That pirate was mean. This house is very nice. No, pirate, don't do it. And no, shark, don't. And no, unicorn, don't do it to this nice... And a bunny is here. Rita brought a bunny.
Ew, what a nice bunny. Is the bunny friends with the unicorn and the shark?
Is the bunny friends with the unicorn and the shark? We have to check out this bunny here. The bunny is coming.
Well, in that case, I suppose my magic won't be needed to keep all of the sharks from eating all the bunnies.
No, the sharks will not eat the bunnies.
No.
Your magic won't be needed, because this is a nice book about everybody nice.
Yes, nothing but good things happen to this book. It's very, very boring.
It is kind of boring. This is kind of a boring book. Are you ready? Once upon a time, there was a little house.
Oh, a house.
Way out in the country.
Ew.
She was a pretty little house, and she was strong and well built. The man who built her so well said, "This little house shall never be sold for gold or silver, and she will live to see our great-great-grandchildren's great-great-grandchildren living in her."
Well, she lives out in the country, out in the middle of nowhere, so no urban renewal for her.
No urban renewal! The little house was very happy. Here's the happy house.
I wish I was happy like a house.
This is a house that's a good example for how you should be happy. She watched the countryside around her. She watched the sun rise in the morning, and she watched the sun set in the evening. Day followed day, each one a little different from the one before.
Each day a little different, but also a lot the same.
Yes, and the little house stayed just the same. See, all the days are going by. Did you know about the days?
Boring story. Boring.
I'll make it interesting. Rah, rah, rah,
No,
rah,
don't
rah,
do it,
rah.
pirate! Don't do it!
Stop biting Andy, pirate.
In the nights, she watched the moon grow from a thin new moon to a full moon, then back again to a thin old moon. And when there was no moon, she watched the stars. She watched the stars.
What if there were no stars? What if it was cloudy? What did she watch then?
When it's cloudy,
What did she watch then?
she watched the clouds.
Oh, so the clouds?
Way off in the distance, she could see the lights of the city. The little house was curious about the city.
Oh, don't be curious about the city, little house.
And she-
This sounds like the beginning of the part where things get bad.
She wondered what it would be like to live there.
Don't be curious about that, little house. That's very dangerous. Don't live in the city.
But the city might be fun. This is a city. This is
Wait
fun.
until urban renewal comes, and then you'll be in big trouble.
Oh, come on. Time passed quickly for the little house as she watched the countryside slowly change with the seasons. In the spring, the days grew longer and the sun warmer.
And the lanternfly is bigger.
This wizard is very, very weird.
I suppose this is a story from a long time ago when lanternflies were running around all over the place.
No, and there's no lanternflies in the spring anyway. She waited for the first robin to return from the south. She watched the grass turn green. She watched the buds on the trees swell and the apple trees burst into blossom. She watched the children playing.
Did she watch the pirates attacking the children?
Yes. Yes, she did watch the pirates attacking the children.
No, there were no pirates in there.
There's no pirates in this book?
Rah! There is now. Rah, 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 rah.
I think there's a shark in this book too.
A shark and pirates in
And a
this story?
unicorn is in this book, and a bunny is in this book.
Oh.
And another, is that a unicorn?
Yeah.
Another unicorn is in this book.
Two unicorns. Well, then, in that case, nothing bad can happen.
Yeah, because unicorns make things good. In the long summer days, she sat in the sun and watched the trees
Did anyone
cover
bring
themselves
her,
with what?
Did anyone bring her fizzy lemonade?
Fizzy lemonade?
Yes.
Does she need fizzy lemonade?
Fizzy lemonade is very good if you're sitting in the sun in the summer.
She is sitting in the sun in the summer. Someone should bring her fizzy lemonade. Will somebody please bring this house some fizzy lemonade?
What about just spraying her with the hose?
Maybe this bunny will bring this house some fizzy lemonade.
Oh, well, that's nice.
The
Thank
bunny
you,
will.
bunny.
Okay, thank you, bunny. The bunny brought some fizzy lemonade.
That's a very lucky house.
She sat in the sun and watched the trees cover themselves with leaves, and the white daisies cover the hill. She watched the gardens grow, and she watched the apples turn red and ripen. She watched the children swimming in the pool. In the fall, When the days grow shorter. That's like now. Now is the
It's
fall.
getting colder now.
When the nights are colder. She watched the first frost turn the leaves to bright yellow and orange and red. She watched the harvest gathered
And gold,
and
and
the
also
apples
gold.
and gold.
And gold.
And she watched
Gold,
the apples pick.
gold. Where's the gold?
No, it's leaves, it's leaves.
Watch out, this shark is going to keep that
Oh,
gold.
sorry.
She watched the children going back to school. In the winter. Is the winter coming? When the nights were long and the days short and the countryside covered with snow. Do you remember snow? Do you remember snow? Do you remember snow? Rita and B remember snow. What is your name?
Mila.
Mila, do you remember snow? It's white and it's cold. Jack, do you remember snow? It didn't snow very much last year. I don't know if it's going to snow
Should
this
I
year.
make it snow now? Andy, I could wave my wand.
You're gonna
and
make it snow?
Snow right now.
No, I don't want it to get cold right now.
Oh, sorry.
She watched the children coasting and skating. Oh, well, they're having fun. Year followed year, the apple trees grew old, and new ones were planted. The children grew up and went away to the city.
The children went away to the city?
The children went away to the city. And now at
To
night...
get gold.
To get gold. And now at night, the lights of the city seemed brighter and closer. One day... Oh, this is a very big part of this book. Just a second. One day, the little house was surprised to see a horseless carriage coming down the winding road. That means a car.
I ate the horse.
A car came. You ate the horse?
Yeah, I ate the horse. That's why it's a horseless carriage. I ate the horse.
No, it's not that kind of horseless carriage. It's a car.
It's a car. Pretty soon there were more of them on the road and fewer carriages pulled by horses. Pretty soon along came some surveyors and surveyed a line in front of the little house. Pretty soon along came a steam shovel. Hey, this looks like Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel.
Steam shovel?
A steam shovel and dug a road through the hill covered with daisies. What are they doing? They're digging at the little house.
Oh, my goodness.
Then some trucks.
What about a pirate ship? Did a pirate ship come by?
I'm checking to see if there's any pirate ships on this picture. Do you see a pirate ship? No, there's trucks.
How about a pirate truck?
A pirate truck.
Yeah, a pirate truck.
A pirate truck came by and dumped big stones on the road, and then some trucks with little stones, and then some trucks with tar and sand, and finally a steamroller came and rolled it all smooth, and the road was done.
Ooh, and now there's a nice smooth road for all
Look
the
at this
lanternflies to walk down.
road that went past the little house.
It's
Here's
for the
little house.
lanternflies to walk down,
The
right?
lanternfly, yeah.
Yes.
Now the little house watched the trucks and automobiles
And pirate trucks.
and pirate trucks and shark trucks and unicorn trucks and bunny trucks going back and forth to the city. Gasoline stations, roadside stands, and small houses followed the new truck. Everyone and everything moved much faster.
And there was
than
a
before.
Wawa.
There was a Wawa and a Wawa. More roads were made, and the countryside was divided into lots. More houses and bigger houses, apartment houses and tenement houses, schools, stores, and garages spread over the land.
And pirate ships.
And pirate ships, and crowded around the little house. Here's the little house. No one wanted to live in her.
Why not? Why didn't they want to live in the little house? It's still a very nice little house.
No one wanted to live in her and take care of her. anymore. She couldn't be sold for gold or silver, so she just stayed there and watched.
She couldn't be sold for gold or silver?
Yes.
Does that mean there's the dead hand in the title?
It actually, this is actually a true story, by the way. I met a woman who lives in New York City, near Gramercy Park, lives in the exact house that this was modeled after. It did have to do with the title.
Ooh, they could never sell the house, so it had to just stay there in the middle of the city.
It's a true story.
Ew, my goodness, a true story.
Now it was not so quiet and peaceful at night. What's that?
I said I heard this similar story about Atlantic City. There was like a house in the middle of the Atlantic City.
In Atlantic City? Now it was not so quiet and peaceful at night. Now the lights of... Oh, I have to make it so it's not so quiet and peaceful. Are you ready? It's not so quiet and peaceful. Now the lights of the city were very bright and very close, and the street lights shone all night. This must be living in the city, thought the
Was
little
there
house.
a subway going by very loud and clackety-clackety?
Wait
Rumble,
for it.
rumble?
Wait for it.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And she didn't know whether she liked it or not. She missed the field of daisies and the apple trees dancing in the moonlight. Okay, now comes the next page. Beep. Pretty soon there were trolley cars going back and forth in front of the little house.
Ew.
They went back and forth all day and part of the night. Everyone seemed to be very busy and everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Pretty soon there was an elevated train going back and forth above the little house. The air was filled with dust and smoke, and the noise was so loud that it shook the little house.
Was it a pirate train?
A pirate train? Now she couldn't tell when spring came, or summer, or fall, or winter. It all seemed about the same. Now we go. Pretty soon there was a subway.
A subway, I knew it.
Going
A
back
subway.
and forth underneath the little house. She couldn't see it, but she could feel and hear it. People were moving faster and faster. No one noticed the little house anymore. They hurried by without a gate.
Very busy here.
There's the little house. You can just see the little house a little bit underneath the elevated train and above the subway with the trolley cars in front and all the cars. Pretty soon they tore down the apartment houses and tenement houses around the little house and started digging big cellars, one on each side. The steam shovels dug down 3 stories on one side and 4 stories on the other side.
Big steam shovel.
Pretty soon they started building up.
Digging
They
it
built
deep.
up 25 stories
my
on one
goodness.
side and 35 stories on the other.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at these big buildings by the little house.
Are they pirate buildings?
Yes, they're pirate
Ah.
buildings. Now the little house only saw the sun at noon and didn't see the moon or stars at night at all because the
little
lights of the city were too bright. She didn't like living in the city. At night, she used to dream of the country and the field of daisies and the apple trees dancing in the moonlight.
Oh, 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 oh.
The little house
Poor little house.
was very sad
Oh, I would be sad too.
and lonely.
I would be lonely too.
Her paint was cracked and dirty.
Oh, poor little house.
Her windows were broken and her shutters hung crookedly.
And the pirates moved in.
She looked shabby, though she was just as good a house underneath.
Yeah.
Then, one fine morning in spring, along came the
Pirate!
No, not the pirate! The great-great-granddaughter of the man who built the little house.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So well. She saw the shabby little house, but she didn't hurry by, there was something about the little house that made her stop.
Oh,
Can you stop? And look again. Let's look again. She said to her husband, "That little house looks just like the little house my grandmother lived in when she was only a little girl. Only that little house was way out in the country on a hill covered with daisies and apple trees growing around. They found out it was the very same house. So they went to the movers to see if the little house could be moved.
move the house?
The movers looked at the little house all over and
It
said,
is a pirate ship.
The movers looked the little house all over and said, "Sure, this little house is as good as ever. She's built so well, we can move her
Oh, moving a house.
anywhere."
I thought the movers just moved the things inside of the house, not the house.
They did. So they jacked up the little house and put her on wheels.
Ooh.
Traffic was held up for hours as they slowly moved her
But they
Out of
blamed
the-
Chris Christie for that.
out of the out of the city. That was very bad of them. It was a hoax. They moved her. See, this house is on wheels now. They moved her out of the city. At first, the little house was frightened.
It goes away.
But after she got used to
It's
it,
fun to charter a little house.
she rather liked
Sail
it.
the wide accountancy. Stop it!
They rolled along the big road. Roll, 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 roll. And they rolled along the little roads. Roll, 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 roll. Until they were way out in the country. And you can see they came from the city all the way way out in the country. When the little house saw the green grass and heard the birds singing. What's the sound of the birds singing?
Tweet, tweet, twitter, 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 tweet.
She didn't feel sad anymore.
Oh, that's good.
She didn't feel sad anymore. They went along and along, along and along.
And then they fell in the ocean.
No, they didn't fall in the ocean, but they couldn't seem to find just the right place. They
They
tried.
set out on that trip without knowing where they were going?
Correct. They tried the little house here, and they tried her there. Finally, they saw a little hill
Ooh.
in the middle of a field, and apple trees growing around. There, said the great-great-granddaughter. That's just the place. Yes, it is, said the little house to herself. A cellar was dug on top of the hill, and slowly they moved the house from the road to the hill. The windows and the shutters were fixed, and once again they painted her a lovely shade of pink.
And swabbed the decks.
What?
Swabbed the decks.
Oh, they swabbed the decks. As the little house settled down on her new foundation, she smiled happily. Once again, she could watch the sun and the moon and stars. Once again, she could watch spring and summer and fall and winter come and go.
And attack all the other ships.
Attack the other ships. Once again, she was lived in and taken care of. Never again would she be curious about the city. Never again would she want to live there. The stars twinkled above her. A new moon was coming up. It was spring, and
they
all
put in
was
a laundry room.
quiet. And they had a laundry room, and it was quiet and peaceful in the country.
Oh, hooray, hooray. Ahoy there!
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
You want to
Ahoy there!
And the shark came next! And the bunny came! And the shark and the bunny came! And the unicorn came! And thank you for coming for Story Hour! A unicorn came and a shark came!
The shark! Oh, the shark! It's eating me! Oh no! Oh, the shark! It's caught me! Ow! Gentle, Jackie!
What's going on back here? This is very bad.
It's all right. The unicorn came and saved me.
Yay! Thank you for coming for Story Hour!
You want to go? You want to talk?
Bye, goodbye.